Hello, thanks for joining me. Tom Zimmerman here. I'm talking about wellness. As I mentioned in my introduction, wellness is an important part of our lives. I talk about the body, mind, and spirit. A lot of that I talk about is the connection that we have of the three. These are our main foundations of wellness: body, mind, and spirit. So, as you know, in a lot of my other videos, I do a lot of hiking. I walk on an average, or hike an average of 12 miles. It's enjoyable, it's peaceful, it's a good distraction for exercise. But my ski season's coming up, and so I'm really working on my strength training. It's important that I have a good strength in my legs. It's important that I have a good core so that I can have balance. So for somebody my age and for those who are in my age range, we are seniors. Believe it or not, at 50, you're considered a senior. Now, do I feel like a senior? Sometimes. The times when I feel like a senior is when I'm not exercising and not working on my core, doing my strength training, taking nice walks in my neighborhood, um, getting a good sweat going. Those are the things that make me feel young. And for anyone who hits 50 and anyone who's my age or above, you could still feel young. You can do all the things that you've done in your 40s, 30s. Maybe not everything that you did in your 20s, and a lot of the stuff you don't want to do. You shouldn't even have done those things when you were 20. But the strength training is really important because it helps you strengthen your bones. It eliminates fractures, and that's really important for me when I'm skiing, because I will take some falls, but I want to be able to have flexibility in my bones still. I don't want to fracture any bones. The other thing, though, is when you do age, you do lose muscle mass. And the only way that you can maintain muscle mass is to do strength training. So I'm going to do some exercises here that I do on this nice piece of equipment that I got during COVID. As I said, during COVID, the gyms closed. So I had to find something that I enjoyed to do, and this is a good piece of equipment if you want to do strength training, especially if you don't want to do a lot of weights and you are afraid to hurt yourself with the free weights. Because with free weights, you have to have a good posture. You have to make sure that you do the range of motion, that it's what's natural for you. So this piece of equipment is very good, and I just want to show you some exercises that I do in regards to strength training. So I'm getting ready for the ski season. I should be going skiing sometime after Thanksgiving, going back up to Killington. They have the Women's Cup up there for the fourth year in a row. Well, they didn't have it last year. This is the fourth year they're having it. Because of COVID last year, they didn't have it. So they have it again this year, and it should be a good time. I'll be watching it on TV. But I'll be doing Superstar hopefully sometime right after the Cup, because that's when Superstar is the fastest. So that's why I have to do strength training and make sure that, that I have muscle mass. Also, strength training gives you flexibility. It helps you connect to your limbs. You want to make sure you have a good core. You want to make sure that you keep your bones healthy. In addition to muscle mass and flexibility and strengthening your joints, you also want to have that balance. So it's important that I maintain my balance with that core, with my legs, my middle core, my body, and my upper body, because a lot of times I do a lot of pulling too. So you'll see an exercise here tonight that helps me do some pulling. And one of the most important things is weight control. As I said, or maybe I didn't mention it, but before COVID, I was 210 pounds. I had a lot of muscle mass on me, and I was a bit overweight. I ate like I was still in college. I eat a lot of food. I ate a lot of ice cream, a lot of cookies, a lot of sweets, a lot of sugar. So I cut a lot of that out recently. My daughter, who studied psychology but also was into nutrition, she helped me out a lot with my changing my food intake or my lifestyle in regards to my relationship with food. It wasn't too difficult because I always ate right, but that's another thing you need to do when you do strength training. You have to have a good fuel system, and we'll talk about that in another segment in regards to food and you know having this love relationship with food. It's you need a good relationship in order to do the activities that you enjoyed most of your life, or maybe you just started working out. But again, I'm just going to get back to this because I can go on and on. Strength training is really important. So I'm going to just show you a couple routines that I do. I do this every other evening. I usually work out at night when everything's quiet, and I'll be watching football on TV in between. I get on the balance ball here, and that's another thing that I'll show you in the future. But let me just show you this routine that will also help you. And if you don't have one of these machines, we'll show you. When I say we will, I'll show you, and I'll turn you on to other channels that go more into it, more of a science, and much more qualified than I am in regards to the physiology. There's some gentlemen who are physical therapists. They have a great channel. I watched a few of theirs, and I got some good ideas from them. But let me show you some of these exercises, and we'll get on with it. Thank you. 50. That's the first set. I do 50 reps. But I started out with the ones with the hang, bringing it up here and then extending my arms. And then the second set was these. So I started off with these. My second set of this combination, I'll start off this way. As you see in the beginning, I just did some squats. So I'm not doing my whole weight. As you can see, this bench is slanted. The higher up this bench is, the more gravity, the more of my weight needs to be lifted. So I'm doing this. I just did a 2-mile walk around my neighborhood. I do that before I get on this machine, just to get the blood flowing. So then I do my pull-ups. So I'll do the wide grip first. I usually hang my feet down, stretch out my spine because I'm somewhat hanging, but like again, I'm on a slant, so it's not my full weight. As I get in better shape, I will lift this bench up so I have more of my weight to lift. So I do 20 of these. As you can see, I have my head up, but then just to work on the neck muscles, then I'll lower it, rise it, and I'll do 20 of these. I think that was 5. And then I'll do my calves. $19, $20. Make sure I drink plenty of water, especially up that 2-mile walk around the neighborhood. And the next 2 groups of muscles, biceps and triceps. Again, I'll do 50 reps of this. I sit higher on the bench so my legs can extend all the way down. And tonight I'm going to start with the bench press. and into the curl for the biceps. I lean forward so I can get the whole extension. Nineteen, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 39, 40, 41, 'It's a good burn. And then, again, I do pull-ups before I start my second group of sets. I do more of the inner pull-up here, and I do 20. Nineteen, 20. Then again, I'll do my calves just for a slowdown. $19, $20. So then I usually drink my water, and then I do another set of the first group of exercises. Again, just to reiterate, I will then start, because I do 50, then I rotate, and I'll start with these. I'll do 10 of those, then I'll do 10 of those, back to the lats, into these, and then of course I'll end with this, doing more, 10 more reps of that to balance it out. And then again, I'll do the pull-ups, and when I go back to this, I'll start with the curls, and then 10 of those, 10 of these, 30, 40, and then I'll go up to 50 on this. So that's basically my workout. regards to my upper body for this night. And then of course I can do other exercises exercises on this, and I'll show you at another video. But I just want to emphasize I do my warm-up doing 2 miles around the block. I live in a great neighborhood. I have a 2-mile loop, cul-de-sacs, and I loop back into my house. Come in here, get back onto this, and it's a good evening of working out. It's a little past 9:30 now. Usually I work out a little earlier, but I just wanted to set this up tonight to show you one of my routines. So, since COVID, I had to leave the gym. I tried to do a lot of things in the house to keep in shape. Finally purchased this baby, and I have the ball there. I do a lot of stretching, and that ball there is terrific. I got some free weights there. I do light weights. I do this machine. It's not like going to the gym. When I was at the gym, I was 210 pounds, a lot of muscle, a lot of bulk. When COVID came, it's amazing how I just lost so much mass of muscle, but I had a lot of problems with my shoulder, my tendons, probably the ligaments and the joints, because I went from a 210, pretty beefed up, did a lot of weights. I was probably in the best shape of my life, but when COVID hit, I lost a lot of the muscle, and I really thinned out. So right now I'm at 180. And the reason why I'm sticking with this is because I'm much more flexible, have more endurance. I feel the activities that I like to do, hiking the mountains and skiing in the winter, I just feel I'm in better shape at my age. I'm 63 years old. So I feel that I could probably go back to the gym and do those workouts again. But I'm comfortable being at home. I have more time to do other things. I enjoy this workout. It took me a while to adapt. Being at home, there's a lot more distractions. But at this time at night, I'm usually up by myself, and I have that quiet time to work out. So I just wanted to share this routine with you, and I'll show you other exercises that I do, and I'll elaborate more specifics about this workout and other workouts to come. Be well.